You are now listening to a 302 Birds podcast experience, proudly powered by Tick Pick, Cutbet, El Diablo Burritos, Nick's Pizza, and Klondike Kate's on the heart of Main Street.
I can feel it now, ballpark Tommy. Toes in the sand, ass in a chair, drink in my hand in Clearwater, Florida. Yes, everybody, big announcement. We're going to be making a little trip soon, a little road trip. So stay tuned. We are going to be down in Clearwater, Florida. Welcome to another episode of 302 Birds, Season 6, Episode 4. Heading to Florida, talking about Patrick Queen potentially to the Eagles. Chris Sims' absolutely idiotic comments is the nice way to put it when you're a Philly fan, just saying. And last but not least, some great call-ins and a lot more topics. But kicking off the show, I'm going to hit that El Diablo intro and thank them for what they've done for us for 6 seasons now. That is crazy to think about, but let's hit that intro for the call-ins.
What do I want when I'm in the state of Delaware? Of course, El Diablo Burritos. Customer service always is serving your food with a smile on their face, asking you how your day is. But their food is phenomenal as well. Their burritos are out of this world, one of the best burritos in town. Their queso is phenomenal. Their burrito bowls are amazing as well. When you're in and around Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos and tell them that 302 Birds sent you. God bless. Go Birds.
Welcome, Whit. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good.
That's good to hear. What do you got for me tonight? What question you have for us?
I got a question. What do y'all think about the media throwing the Philly sports players under the bus?
Yeah, I mean, it's a given. Being an Eagles fan, being a Philly fan, it's a given that no matter what, any team, any player is going to get thrown under the bus. Even WIP does it. So, I mean, no matter what, like, I just think wherever we go, wherever we watch, it's always going to get thrown under the bus because that's something they want to talk about and throw shame to our name.
I think we should use it. Oh, sorry, Matt.
Go ahead.
I think we should use it as fuel to the fire, right? We should use that kind of all the crap that gets thrown at us and saying that we're terrible teams and that we are not made to go the distance. We should use that as fuel to only make us better. And obviously, any team is going to get criticism. It is a lot more significant, I feel like, in Philly sports, but I want them to use it as fire, at fuel to the fire, so that they can come out and become a better team overall.
Yeah, I definitely think, you can look at it two ways. One, it fuels the players to play better, but also it can repel players from coming to Philly. A lot of people that leave Philadelphia, all the media there is ruthless. But then a lot of people that are in Philly, they're also just we love our city and we love that they hold us to such a high accountability. So, me as a fan, it's I wish they just kind of hopped off a little bit, but that's just me. I think they kind of take it a little too far sometimes. When you turn on 94.1 WIP, it's and all you hear is just them roasting our Philly teams. It's just come on, what good's happening with the teams? Let's have some, let's have some positive comments.
I love this question, Whit. I think the way you asked it is perfect. And for you guys who don't know, Whit is a rare breed. Whit, can I share your fandom story about how you're so I guess it's fair to say, because of Whit's influence on this show, and Whit being the genius that he is with his football knowledge, we try to convince Whit to be an Eagles fan the most he can. But Whit is also a Patriots fan, and understandably so. His dad's a Patriots fan. His mom is an Eagles fan. So we try to blend him over to the Eagles and Phillies, and sometimes the Sixers. I get it. The Celtics are a lot more successful as far as NBA accolades go, but it's nice to have you on the show, Whit. And not only that, I mean, this question, because, dude, you're 1000% right. The media takes things out of context. They spread rumors. Shout out to my guy, KJ McCoy, who got me this shirt. We were actually talking today, and he mentioned, how rumors, emphasis on rumors, them not being true. It's a shame of how they spread around the city and how it can really internally take down a team. One example I'll use real quick. Shout out to Britton Covey, great player. The Philadelphia Inquirer came out this year and wrote a very false story that was not true. And Britton Covey stood up for himself on Twitter and had proof and basically exposed the media for spreading lies, spreading false allegations. And it's frustrating to see that because, look, the players already deal with enough from our fans, right? Like, we don't need to add to it more. So just be smarter. Don't spread rumors that aren't true, because it's just going to drive down your life and make you more depressed, because our teams are going to suck more. People aren't going to want to play here. Like, Whit, your guy A.J. Brown, you think he's going to want to play for this team that's spreading rumors about him?
No.
No,
Very well
period.
said.
It's as
Very well
straightforward of an answer as you're gonna get.
I mean, hey,
Wait, all I gotta say is don't be a Sixers fan. Stay a Celtics fan.
oh my God.
We got the audience asking you a question. Were you happy or sad when the Eagles beat the Patriots?
Mixed reaction.
God, you have like answers written down or something, man?
No.
That's like the perfect answer. Why do you say mixed reaction? Can we pry into that a little bit more?
Because I really wanted both of them to win. I mean,
So wait, let me ask you something though. It's like the old shepherd's tale. You know, you have 100 sheep. The Patriots fans have like near fucking 100 Super Bowls. Sorry, pardon my French, but it's true. You guys have what? 6 Super Bowls as Patriots fans now? 6?
yeah.
6 Super Bowls, bro. So let me ask you something. When the Eagles got 1, were you like, all right, like it's all right. I guess that my other team can have 1 at least, so I don't have to hear it from Cowboys fans as much.
Yeah.
Hey, well said, man. Well, Whit, I appreciate you for coming on here, man. My own family and joining us. And this won't be your last time on the show, my man. We'll have to get you to come back soon, okay?
All right.
All right. I appreciate you, bro. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you, Whit. Have a good
my
night.
own cousin for joining in. I love that kid.
Good kid. Very straightforward answers. Gotta love it.
Very
Were you
straightforward.
happy or sad when the Eagles won the Super Bowl? Nah, neither.
Hey, you kind of had to play
So
that way.
I'm excited for some Cracker Jacks this year and heading over to the ballpark, baby. Are you excited, Tommy? I see you got on the hat, right?
I'm very excited for some beers, some baseball. Oh, especially down in Clearwater. We went from Sea Isle this weekend to another beach town down south in Clearwater.
Hey, Clearwater, I don't know if we can get Nick's Pizza down there. Might be a little bit far, but without further ado, I will hit that intro and take everybody into the ballpark.
Time for Phillies talk with Ballpark Tommy.
Fingers, Dutch. Thank you, Dutchie. And as always, thank you, Nick's Pizza. A very delicious pizza, I might add, and myself. But as always, time for some Ballpark Tommy. So Dutch. I don't know where Dutch went, but Dutch and Cast. So one of our main talking points we've been talking about since last year. We were talking about the year before when they went on their incredible run. But we want our trophy back. We want John Middleton wants his trophy back. And he pretty much called all the players together. He called them all of them showed up Monday, finally had the full squad down there. All their non-roster invitees, all the roster invitees, minor league non-roster, you name it, everyone was there. And he pulled everyone aside, and JT said, in a very passionate all-team, all coaches meeting, I want my effing trophy back. And you know what? I think the city of brotherly love wants their effing trophy back too. So it's time, and I think at this point, the way this roster is built, you got a guy with Wheeler, a guy with Nola, both workhorses. They're a rare breed in today's game, still being able to throw about 7 innings, whereas everyone, they only really top out at 5 innings anymore. I think this team's built for a roster, and I think John Middleton absolutely has a fair and valid point. This is a roster built to bring back his effing trophy. What do you guys think?
Yeah, 100%. I really like where our bullpen is. I mean, it's kind of funny when we're saying, oh, our fifth starter is going to be Sixto Sanchez. I mean, he had not Sixto. Was it? No, not Sixto. Christopher Sanchez. I saw a picture of Sixto Sanchez, and it looks like he gained like 700 pounds. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know. So that was just on my mind. But it's kind of funny when we have Christopher Sanchez as our number 5 because he pitched really well last year. And our bullpen, I really like where we're at. The hitting, I think, is going to be fantastic. Knocking on wood, Harper's going to stay healthy all year. Playing first base. And I just think that we have a really, really solid lineup top to bottom. And I think that we're built to go to the distance. You're looking at a team like the Dodgers. Yeah, they have the superstars from 1 to 9, but they've always had superstars 1 to 9, and they lose first round of the playoffs every single year. So it's like, why is this any different? We're built to go the distance. Our pitching, they're going to start out slow and they're going to hit the gas pedal in July and August. And we're just going to fire off that. We're going to get into the playoffs. I think we're going to finish with above 95 wins this year. I really do. And I just think it's going to be a really fun year for the Phillies. And I just can't wait for spring training kickoff on Saturday.
It's exciting. I think it is definitely one of those opportunities that we have to do it. I think there's this kind of feeling in the city and in the fan base that it is now or never. We've been so close. We've had that almost victory twice. Last year was a little bit more questionable, but especially the year before when we went the distance, we just didn't come home with that trophy. And I think Brandon Marsh came out earlier this week and said, we are so close. And he's right. We are so close. And Clearwater is just the beginning of this. And I cannot wait. Our bullpen is also, I'm pretty sure, based on prospects and all that, going to be stacked. I think we are in a much better position than we were a year before or last year. And I'm just excited to see what they can do moving forward.
It's great to have an owner, saying this stuff because there's so many shitty owners, especially in the game of baseball, trying to move their franchise and everything. But it's great to hear Middleton's giving Dave the green light, spend as much money as he want. It actually came out reported that the Phillies offered the most money for Yamamoto. So it just shows they're ready to go all in. And they even made a comment this week saying that, even though they might not spend like all the money now to go over whatever the luxury tax threshold is, they watch out at the trade deadline. John Middleton already gave Dave the green light to spend as much as he wants. So I definitely think going into the deadline, if we have any needs, I think Dave's going to go all in. And I think this really is the year, especially with everybody staying healthy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, and staying healthy. I mean, we haven't even started the spring training yet, but I have that good feeling, like that good mojo in my body, man. Like, I'm knocking on wood whenever I say it. Like, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'm knocking. I just feel really good about this year, and like I think their mojo going into in the training camp is just, I haven't seen it in a while, and they're walking into that in that complex with some swagger, and it's making me feel good.
Absolutely. And like just trying to keep this team as cohesive as they can. And like even Dave Dombrowski and Zach Wheeler got asked on their first days when pitchers and catchers reported last week, like, what is it? What are some of your goals still for this offseason? Some of them are like keeping Wheeler a Philly in the long term because they see this team as that team that's going to be a long-term winning dynasty. Like, unfortunately, the Astros, I can't, but they see this team as a long-term team. And Wheeler wants to get a deal done by the end of spring training. So does his agent. And Wheeler's kind of left it all at this point hands off and leaving it up to his agent, Dave Dombrowski, to kind of figure out a deal. Oh, and it seems like that's the next long-term, and that seems like the next priority this offseason, especially with Whit Merrifield being signed. So they got their depth this offseason with Whit Merrifield, who he'll play a little second base, he'll play left field. His center field days might be over-ish because he's kind of slowed down. He's gotten older. Like, let's face it, father time catches up with everyone. And he at this point
Even
he
you,
seems like
Ditch.
he's going to be what?
Even you, Ditch.
Even you, Dutch. Yep. So, I don't know. That's just what it seems like. And to me, you got to keep this guy. At this point, he's the next like Madison Bumgarner, where he's throwing 8-9 innings in the playoffs for you, and then the next day he's willing to come out of the bullpen and give you an inning or two to shut down and close the deal. At this point,
I think
this guy.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, this guy's an absolute stud and one of the best contracts in Phillies MLB history. We signed him to a 5-year, $118 million deal. And I actually looked at on Fangraphs the past 4 years that Wheeler's been here. He's already been worth $154 million. So, he's our ace. He loves this city. He's already said he would love to resign. So, you got to make it a top priority. Re-sign him now before the other teams going after him, because there's a lot of top free agent starting pitchers next year. Some names: Garrett Cole, Corbin Burns, Walker Buehler, Shane Bieber, Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander. So some of these teams might lose their ace and might try to pivot to Wheeler. So this would be a huge if we can knock this out of the way and sign him now.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Absolutely. Yeah, you killed it.
Perfect.
and with that, go ahead, Dutch. It looks like you want to say something.
No, I didn't want to say anything at all. I was actually going to move on to the next topic and talk about, I started off the show talking about Florida, Tom. I'm excited, man. What is the first game on Saturday?
Yep.
It is. They
What
play
will Tom
They play
Salucci
Blue Jays Saturday.
Paint
Where
me
will
a
I
picture,
be
Tom.
Saturday?
Take me to where you'll be at.
Well, first I'll be because it's busy season, Dutch. I'll be in my basement, preparing audits and some financial statements. Saturday morning till about probably like 1:00, which takes us up to about first pitch. Then I'll see the first pitch probably from where I'm sitting and probably still be doing a little bit of work, unfortunately. So it's not exactly the Miss Rainbow looking of pictures being painted. So I'll probably just be a dual monitor preparing financial statements with the TV on in the background, trying to catch a glimpse of that first opening or that first spring training game pitches is to be seen. So it'll be a good first game to watch. Like probably won't see Harper or anything like that because they all probably just got to camp. You probably won't see a lot of big names until Sunday, the way Rob Thompson made it sound like when he was talking to John Clark between yesterday and today. So Sunday's probably the better game to watch. Sunday, I'll probably be more inclined to watch it. The Rita's by me opened. I have a little tradition of like Rita's the local Rita's opens by me. I go get a little bit of a gelati, go sit down, watch the game for a few innings, and have a good time. What can I say? How about you, Dutch? Where are you gonna be doing? I know you want to be betting on these games. Where are you gonna be doing?
Yeah, Tom, I need some action. You're right, baby. It's been a long time since the Super Bowl, so I need some action. I'm fiending over here. Just kidding. In all seriousness, though, it is nice to there's a different feeling. I'm glad you bring it up like that when you're betting on the Phillies or on the Eagles. It's just a different mindset. I don't know why, but maybe it's just because the Sixers and Flyers for the majority of my life haven't let me down. The Phillies and Eagles are good on my list. Both of them have won a championship during my lifetime. As far as I'm concerned, they've done their work. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean to jinx it. Bring more. I want more. But I'm saying as far as me to complete whatever they call it, not the trifecta, but whatever a trifecta would be, a quadfecta or whatever the fuck. For me to get that, all Philly sports teams, hey, Flyers, you're due. Sixers, you're due. I probably am going to live until 75. I'm 25 now. 50 years, man.
You're giving yourself 50 years, though?
I'm hoping that we have some kind of a technology by then and I can just hang out and watch these spring training games in Florida, like on the beach in like a spacesuit where I'm not getting like skin cancer or something odd like that. But in all seriousness, I'm excited to watch it. And like Tom said, it's a different feeling when you're betting on the Phils. To be back at the ballpark with chicky and pizza in my hand and a Schwarber first home run in my DraftKings account. Thank you. I'm there. I'm there. Spring is in the air, baby. That's all I got to say.
Spring is in the air.
I just love how Dalt put a time limit on his life. gave himself 50 more years, man.
Hey, to be clear, Matt, I didn't put a time limit on my life. I put a time limit on the Flyers and Sixers championship window. It just happens to be, I hope that they win it in my life.
We'll see if that happens. Although this year's looking promising for the Flyers. The Sixers, but the Flyers.
Hey, Nick Nurse is a step in the right direction. I'll say that.
He is.
But let's talk a little bit about our Philadelphia Eagles. And I actually have a very special guest who's going to be on the show, a good friend of ours, our boy. You guys love him, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the guy with, I'll just let him tell you the jersey for himself. But my boy Dennis joining the podcast. How you doing tonight, sir?
We talked earlier. It's been a rough month. You guys know who I am, though. Look at the name tag at the bottom.
That's a nice, subtle way to do it. I appreciate that. That way we don't call anybody out. So if you're on Spotify, you're just going to sit here and think about the mystery. But Dennis, how are you feeling about this Brazil game and the rumor of it potentially being the Browns?
Did you not see my post?
Speak.
It's robbery. It's disrespectful to season ticket holders. I do not believe it should be us. If it is us, any game that's out of the U.S. should be a preseason game. Let the rookies explore the world. Games that are on the line that can dictate the playoffs, things like that. You're taking teams out of their home field advantage and putting them in a third world country that can't even afford their own football team, and they only want to go ole, ole, ole to freaking soccer. This is football. This ain't soccer. Like, let's get it right.
They might say ole, ole, ole to football. When alcohol and Philly fans are involved, I'm just saying it's a good time.
Let's get to the point of it is season ticket holders are robbed of a game that they could have had at home at Lincoln Financial Field, where we have the home field advantage. We are one of the top 3 stadiums of the scariest places to play. So now you want to give it to a third world country where they can barely afford diapers.
I agree.
Give them a penny and you can feed a kid for $1.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it is robbery. I'm not a season ticket holder, but we got robbed last year with not having a open season, first week at home. The fact that it's out of this country, it's just robbery for them. I mean, like you said, I feel like the main countries that they've had overseas games is where football should be played, but not a third world country. Like, they can't afford anything like that. No one's going to want to go there. To get there's expensive. So, like I said, I agree with you, Dennis, for sure.
I mean, I'm not trying to hurt any nationalities' feelings or nothing like that. That's not my intentions. But as somebody that's a season ticket holder, why?
I hear what you're saying. You're not getting a flight to Brazil. You're not getting, you know what I mean?
If they selected 200 people that are season ticket holders, I'd be okay with it. But we're not getting any of that. We're getting a blatant that.
Yeah.
A little something else about this game is apparently in Brazil, where this game located, the rival soccer team wears green. So all these Brazilian fans hate the color green. So, I mean, what is the NFL doing? So stay tuned to that. Probably don't expect Kelly Green or anything. So, yeah, just a little interesting fact. Why would they choose the Eagles then?
So people are talking about how it's unfair, blah, 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 because Brazil is so far away. But the flight time to Germany is the exact same flight time to Brazil. And we're actually kind of lucking out in the sense that we're having it week 1. We have, we can go down there a week early and not have to worry about, the week before or anything like that. We have that 2 weeks off now from the last preseason game to the first week of football. And then also thinking about, time lag and stuff like that, they're only an hour ahead of us. So it's not like we're playing in Germany where they're going to be playing at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're going to be playing, say it's a 7 o'clock game. They're going to be playing at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So, I mean, I think in terms of international games, the Eagles actually really lucked out. It sucks that it's a home game, but no matter who's the home team, they're going to be complaining. So I think we got to look at it like, Roger Goodell and the NFL is trying to grow the game of football. And I'm kind of blessed that, it's the Eagles and we're not playing at 7 o'clock in the morning our time. That's how I look at it.
It being week 1 is a huge, huge benefit. Just from the fact of we can do kind of whatever we want that week leading up. They can prepare, they can mentally get ready for it. And then the time change, as Matt mentioned, is very, very minimal. It's not like, I'm in Central Time. So when the Eagles played in London, that was a 7:30 a.m. kickoff time. It was terrible. So them being on more closer to Eastern Time is definitely going to be beneficial for the players, and it's going to feel very similar for the fans that are there. Obviously, it sucks that it's a home game, but ultimately it has to count for a home game for one team. So we had a 50-50 shot of whether they were calling it our home game or whatever this other team's home game is.
Now, hold on. I think you're all giving 7:30 a.m. a bad rap. Some of us are part of the early morning risers crew. Some of us like getting up at 5 a.m., go for a nice leisurely stroll down the beach, enjoy nature, be one with the earth.
That's
Come
7:30
on
a.m.
now.
our time? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you guys fucking with me?
No,
Not
but here's
on
all.
Sunday.
But also,
No,
Dutch,
even on a Sunday.
Dutch, but this is not. I don't even care about the fans here. I'm saying, do you want to get up at 7:30 in the morning? Your body's acclimated, getting hit at 1 o'clock, and you're going to be getting popped at 7:30 in the morning. I don't think anyone wants to deal with that shit.
Well, they would be acclimated to the local time over there.
That sounds like 2-a-days in high school to me. That sounds like freaking 2-a-days in high school.
Well, look, I love to be able to relax and watch an Eagles game is the way I'll put it. I'm not going to be able to relax at 7:30 in the morning. I'm going to have to take off work to be able to watch.
You relax during Eagles games? I don't.
Sorry.
I don't care if it's 1 o'clock,
You're right, Tom.
4:30,
You're right.
8:30.
No, you're right. You're right. I have to be able to be in a decent mindset when a Philly sports team emotionally drains me of everything that I've worked for that past week. So it's I'm going to make it to Friday. It's going to be a great week. I'm having a great week. And then boom, the Eagles are going to end up playing. And also, can we just speak on the Browns really quick too? The Browns? Really? That's your showstopper, NFL? I'm not about that. I just think it's kind of a, come on. I'm even better with it.
I'm going to pose that question to you then. Who would you rather it be?
I would love the Packers or Doug Peterson. Look, hear me out. The Jaguars, it makes sense. The Jaguars like to play international. They're used to it. Just fucking throw them under the bus. Nobody really cares about the Jaguars anyway. 10 people do. Sorry, my Jaguars listeners. I love you guys, for real. They'll get the joke. Real ones, I should say. I think Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts would sell tickets. Love just got a playoff win. Hurts did it. You can do the whole logo conspiracy thing I like. Or the Jaguars would be great too, because the Jaguars, in my opinion, look, they're used to going away. It would count as an away game for them because technically they play the Eagles away. So I think that the Jaguars or the Packers would sell a lot more tickets than the Browns. I'll leave it at that.
Dalt, do you not remember what happened the last time Jordan Love played the Eagles for a half? I'm just asking, do you not remember? That's the same game that they put Aaron Rodgers out and made him leave the game at halftime. That kid got devoured and got ran up the field by luck, and Jalen showed him what he's capable of. And now you're giving him a coordinator that's willing to let Jalen be Jalen. So what do you think is honestly going to happen?
Are you talking about the game in 2022 when we played them?
Yes, I am, because I was there.
That was a good game, though. The Packers ended up being within a touchdown at the end of it, right? They played a pretty good second half.
That's when Blankenshit actually played good and he didn't play like an idiot. But now we have the greatest thing since sliced bread, Sidney freaking Brown. And when he comes back at 100%, he takes his job. It's going to be perfect. But I'm just gonna touch on this real fast because I've had a lot going on over the last month. Some people don't know, and I won't tie y'all's podcast up because I'm at work too. If you haven't noticed, we haven't had our podcast in a while. My grandmom got diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer last month. We had no knowledge, no warning, no nothing. Literally, she was just at the Eagles game for the Dolphins and Cowboys with me. No sign of it, no nothing. They just brought hospice in starting today. They gave her 3 months. I don't think it's going to be 3 months. So literally a woman that was just inside Lincoln Financial Field with me, I won't have her with me no more. So that's why things have kind of been quiet. I appreciate y'all just giving me a few minutes to come on and talk about my favorite team and things like that. So I just wanted to tell y'all thank you. I was literally on the phone with Dalton before the show, and he knows like how hard it is for me. But again, thank y'all for letting me just come here and step away from being the fireman EMT who's taking care of his grandma and watching her die to just being a fan for a minute. So I really just wanted to tell all y'all thank you.
Love you.
Much
We
love,
love you.
man.
Much love.
Sir.
Yeah, we're all fans. I think that we all agree on that.
She's raised me since I was 3 months old. So like that's my mom. So, and I've never experienced like a loss like this. So I'm lost. I'm heartbroken. Again, so thank y'all.
Hey, thank you for coming on, man. And we're keeping you in our prayers for real. And we'll get you on here again soon. Much love, Dennis. Thank you.
All right, guys.
See ya.
Love it. Love it. I think he hit the nail on the head with that, as season ticket holders feel, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. I've been wanting to get into this all week. I made a nickname for him on the phone. I was talking with KJ. I call him Slim Sucky. That was it. This guy had his hair dyed back in the day, but it wasn't frosted tips. It was all blonde. So it wasn't even like me where it's like you dip your toes in. It was like all the way, and it just didn't look good. But you know what looked worse? Oh, his career stats. Damn. Getting into it just like that. Here's my biggest beef with this. You're talking shit on a guy who has more passing yards in one season than you have in your entire career. It's evident. It's evident that you were born to hate the Philadelphia Eagles with your dad being Phil Simms, of course, the great Giants quarterback. But moreover, I just want to say it's obvious how much you hate this team and hate this fan base. Like, after Jalen Hurts lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl by 3 points, which was pretty impressive as far as I'm concerned the rest of the game, this guy came out the next season and had him ranked 7 out of 40 as far as QBs are concerned. I mean, the lack of knowledge, just frustrating in my opinion, to say the least.
I have one thing to tell him. He needs to stay in his lane. He does not need to be commenting on all of this craziness, just like we were talking about the media earlier. If he just would keep his mouth shut, this would not be blowing up and being the situation that it is. And you can't compare those stats. You can't. There's no comparison.
Yeah, the fact that he said if you put Kyler Murray into this offense, he's going to be amazing. That's crazy. That's nonsense. That is nonsense. Jalen Hurts is a way better quarterback than Kyler Murray. Yeah, he had a rough patch last season, but that's just crazy. It's just clickbait. They want to get the most views. They want us to get a reaction like they're getting right now, just so it's media. So I really think, like Ash said, he needs to stay in his lane. You're an announcer now. You have no, stay out of it. Worry about talking about the games. Don't worry about the players or even the Eagles. Stop it. Stop it right now.
I've always hated the Sims family. Phil Simms roasting me in Madden whenever I sucked. Chris Sims roasting the Eagles any chance that he gets. It's just screw off. Jalen Hurts, he's proven himself. I really feel like he has. Last year, going to the Super Bowl, this past season, just kind of, he took us out to a 10-1 start. He was proving that we had a good team. We had shitty play calling. I don't think anyone could be thrown on this team and perform well. We saw Marcus Mariota suck dick Like, and I think Marcus Mariota may be a better quarterback than Kyler Murray. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but I just think that Chris Sims is way out of line.
Yeah, the Jalen Hurts slander has gone way too far. He's I saw in a couple recent quarterback rankings they had him at around 14 and 17, which is fucking ridiculous. He's definitely a top 10 guy. And it's crazy how fast acting like this guy is just average when he was last year second in MVP. He would have won it, frankly, if he didn't get injured. He was MVP, like Matt said, he gave us a 10-1 start, and he was actually MVP favorite till November. And they're questioning his leadership skills when last year they were saying he's the best leader in the game, and we already saw him do it in the biggest stage. He frankly outperformed Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So it's ridiculous, but I'm really excited for Hurts to silence the haters this year with Kellen Moore and not having, bum ass Brian Johnson.
Chris Sims is like that little kid in the schoolyard that like says a whole bunch of shit. It keeps just saying it because like you proved him wrong, and now it's like, well, no, I got myself in too deep. Now I gotta just keep saying it until the lie is true. Like, have you ever heard that phrase? Like if you say it enough, it's true. And I think that's what like Chris Sims like believes here. Like, I think he really does believe if I say it enough, then it will be true. But like, it's not true. Like we saw last year, like we saw like Jalen had to pivot on the run. Jalen had to like be a coach on the field. Jalen had to have the ability to throw. Jalen had to have the tenacity to come back from a knee injury and not flinch once. I think he's very out of line. I don't think he really knows football. We all remember the infamous John Gruden video where he can't even remember 2 words to a play, and John Gruden's getting mad at him. Like, and Dalt, I think it has something to do with what you sent us earlier, where you sent us his salary, where he was getting paid like $400,000. I think Mr. $400,000 man seeing that NBC sees he's not worth $400,000, and all of a sudden he needs clicks to stay on the air. He needs clicks to keep his job, and he knows we'll get all riled up, we'll get mad like what we're doing now, and he'll get clicks so he can keep his job that he got handed because his daddy won a Super Bowl. Oh, let's be honest. He's an unintelligent analyst. He doesn't know football. He can't put 2 words together. We saw that with John Gruden. And he just hates Jalen because he dug a hole too deep. He's an unsecure, blonde-haired man. And I just don't get it, Dutch. I just don't.
I don't either, man. I mean, at least some of us bleach blonde hair guys are secure with ourselves, unlike him. In all seriousness, though, I mean, this guy is paid as an analyst. That's what pisses me off. We all are entertainers. We don't claim to be analysts. We're entertainers, right? We're here to entertain you guys. This guy's an analyst getting paid $400,000 a year. Wow, that's not 100. That's not 200. That's not 300. That's 400 of them that they're deciding to pay this guy a year. That's just absolutely flabbergasting to me that this guy gets paid that much for what? I mean, I don't find anything that interesting about him, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean,
Yeah, you do.
I do. But when you talk about Philly sports like that, you're gonna have beef when you just say things for clicks, like Tom says, and that gets under our skin because it's like when you're an analyst, be an analyst. Everybody on TikTok that says things like that, I like the video. I'm like, that's hilarious. It's like Batman and Joker. But this would be like if, I don't know, the police chief, like somebody that like has admirable, you know what I mean? Their opinion matters. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's Batman and Joker should not be involved. You know, when I get into it with a Cowboys fan on TikTok, it doesn't matter. Chris Sims, you're paid to be an analyst. Be an analyst. I'll keep it that simple.
So
And
tonight we found out that Dalt is going to live until 75, and he knows how to count. 100,000, 200,000, 300,000.
That is very
Fuck,
true. Yeah, I do
pretty
know how to
damn
count
cool.
now, thankfully. And I do know also that Matt is giving me a new hot take, to say the least, right, Matt?
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yes.
Why don't you get into it? I'm bringing up the graphic right now for you.
All right. Yeah. So hot take for this week is, first of all, thank you, the Sharps, for sponsoring this segment. Sharps is our newest sponsor. It's an app where you can go track and tail your friends' latest bets. Go make some money, lose some money with your friends. No matter what, betting's a lot of fun. Just bet responsibly. You can sign up using the code 302D866. 302D866. So the hot take of the week is golf is the hardest sport to play. Out of any sport out there, golf is the hardest. I don't hear
Oh
you
my
guys have to
God.
think about that.
I love you brought that up because Tom, and most of these baseball guys, they're like, oh no, baseball is the hardest sport to play. Hey, baseball's this, baseball's that. No, I think golf is definitely the hardest sport. I think golf is the hardest sport. I mean, I'm being biased because I play golf, but I mean, it is hard to pick up an iron or a driver to hit a ball straight. You have five. If you're playing a par 5, you have 5 shots to get par. You know how hard that is? And especially on tour, you see these tournaments that Genesis just happened last weekend. All those fans watching you in the narrow area, it's tough. So I definitely agree with that. I'm glad you brought that up, Haas. Really, really made me happy.
Matt, are you saying on the professional level, hardest sport?
I'm saying on the amateur, just any sport that you can play. Practicing thousands of hours.
Yeah.
I think technically you can get better at baseball than you could at golf. Golf, I mean, you think about it. Just think about it. These courses are par 72s, and they're only shooting 10 shots under. And you're like, oh, 10 shots, it's really not that hard. But clearly, Tom, you've never gone out and played a round of golf. I know.
I play golf like regularly now. Now that I'm old and decrepit, it is easier for me to pick up a golf club like 5 times a year, cold, and just go out. What? I don't know. He's going in and
He
out.
said par 3s don't count. He's busting your balls. I have a question though, Tom. If golf isn't your hardest sport, what is? I wonder if you and I are on
100% baseball. Oh, baseball is a lot. You have about 0.4 seconds to figure out whether the pitch is a ball or a strike, and to locate it, have your hand-eye coordination meet said ball and get a hit off of it. Dutch, if I threw you, and I was never a pitcher and probably couldn't be, if I threw you my fastball currently, there's no way you'd be able to hit it right now. Without a shot, you would not be able to hit it. But I bet you could hit a ball down the fairway pretty easily. I bet you could.
I play baseball.
I know I can pick up a golf club right now, on a regular par 5, and easily knock it about 3/4 of the way down the fairway on a tee off. Like, that's easy.
On a par 72, what do you shoot?
On a par 72, usually around 105 to 100.
Exactly. That's proving the point.
What?
That's 105 sucks, dude. That's so bad.
So?
Tom,
I play 5 times a year. That's easy. Could I bat 300 in just like a normal league? Probably not. If guys are throwing 900 or not 9, if guys are throwing about 80 miles an hour in like a men's league right now, probably like I'm coming off cold, not practicing or anything like that. I probably wouldn't hit that well. Probably
So
wouldn't
wait.
bat 300. But if
see what you
I
guys go
but
ahead.
if I
sorry.
go in, okay, sorry. But if I can pick up a golf club whenever I want and can easily at least hit far, or like my bad part of my game is putting. And so like, if I actually practice putting, I probably would be very, very good at golf.
So you're capping right now. That's 100% facts.
No, I'm
because
not.
I know for a damn fact that if I take you out on the golf course, let's say Saturday, okay, your first drive off the tee box is going to go to the left or to the right. It's not going straight down Broadway. No, Tom. I know.
I get worse. I get worse as the round goes. So actually, now by like the 10th hole, yes, but not on the first hole. I know my tendencies too.
Sorry, this is taking so much time, dog. But like, this is cap. Tom is capping.
No,
right now.
it's
like,
not.
You guys are all fucking wrong. The hardest sport is fucking hockey. Jesus Christ. All right. What I wanted to say is the discrepancy in both of your arguments. Tom is talking about what is the most like good players at. He's saying that there's more old guys that are playing fucking golf out there. Like, look, John Daly.
Not.
Like,
he doesn't play golf.
Dude, any other sport where this guy over here is like the peak athlete, please.
Hot dog eating contest.
Yes, thank you. And he's probably the fucking #1 player in the world. He's coming.
John Daly is on the senior tour, so obviously the track is a lot easier than playing in the PGA Tour. There's a difference.
I'll say this though, but I hear Tom's
but he
argument.
does get to.
There's less guys that are 25 that are really good golfers than guys that are 25 that are hockey or baseball players that are pro. Like when you think about how small that little of a like if you take old men too, if you line a bunch of old men up, there's more old men that play golf than there's more old men than play hockey, but by the littler number. And then if I think you took an old guy like 85 years old, and if you asked him to swing a golf club, I think he could do it. I think if you asked him to hit a hockey club, put on all the pads, get out there, that's a lot. And then if you had an old guy that could somehow get up there, how much does a bat weigh, Tom?
32 ounces.
It depends on the size, but anywhere from like usually like 34
Standard
to like
MLB.
40.
Standard MLB.
Standard MLB, probably like 37, 38 ounces.
Taking a 37-ounce baseball bat and having to swing it at fucking, like not Ohtani will say, but like, let's just say a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that.
But you're also saying, I have one more thing and then we can move on in the show because this did take a long time and this is my fucking segment, so let me fucking talk. Here's the thing. You're talking about guys throwing 95 miles an hour, but that is like top 3 percentile in the entire
Okay,
world.
let's talk 80 then.
80 is even
men's
still
league.
top 20 percentile.
80 is men's league.
What men's league are you fucking playing in, dude?
Welcome to fucking Delco, bro.
League.
Don't fuck around. These are all guys that could have went pro. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
if it wasn't for that mysterious knee injury.
No, dude, this is fucking beer league baseball. I'm telling you, this is, and again, I think we're taking this way out of context. I'm talking about pure skill. And I think hitting a golf ball with a club that's rounded is a lot harder than hitting a baseball, especially over repetition. Because I've been playing golf for 10 years now, practicing every day, and I'm still not even close to breaking 70. Whereas baseball, I played for 3 or 4 years, and I learned how to hit a fastball. That's all I'm saying. Case closed. Dalt, you can hit that intro if you would like to.
I bet you had trouble with the curve, though.
No, it's actually.
Oh my God! You know that Tommy's always gonna have to say something. And on that,
we don't dislike it.
Saddle on up for Halsey's Hot Takes, brought to you by Sharks, where you can see and tell your friends' hottest bets.
All right, guys. It's been a fun show. I also haven't hit another intro for you guys, and we'll just knock this out of the way right now because at some point you need to know how you're going to win your money that you're going to brag about on the Sharps app, right? So where are you going to get your locks from?
He's always slaving away at parlays for your bank account's benefit. Ladies and gentlemen, Decker Locks, proudly powered by the Sharps app.
Man, talking about baseball really got me in the mood wanting to bet baseball, but that's just spring training right now. So we got to go with this bullshit sport that they call the NBA. The most joke sport ever. Oh my God. I hope nobody had to watch the All-Star game or the dunk contest.
Both
But
terrible.
guys, even though this league's a joke, there's still money to be made in it, right? We got the Bulls +8 at home tomorrow. We got Pelicans 6.5 also at home tomorrow. We got Warriors money line against the Lakers with LeBron out, so got that in. I'm sure the number changed. And then actually a game I'm looking forward to is the Suns Mavs tomorrow. Without picking a side in that game, Booker and Luka kind of hate each other, so I definitely think they're going to bring the best out of each other competitive, and it's going to be a high-ass scoring game, so I took both of them over. And, of course, Luka Doncic, not Luka, over 31.5. And the odds are looking juicy, you guys. $100 would turn into 15.28. Oh, my God. Could you guys imagine a nice 15.28 in your bank account? Well, yeah, thank you to Sharps for sponsoring. Make sure to sign up, track your friends' bets, and use code 302D866.
See, I don't know about you guys.
Too, I think that this is the best thing you've ever crafted up in the lab, dude. When I'm looking at all these, I mean, it's not like the worst odds.
No.
This is 5 things right here. This is a 5-legger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-leg Luger.
I think I'm gonna put a couple nickels on this tonight. Not
Okay.
$100, obviously. Yeah. But
put,
hey,
put the house on it.
All right,
fuck
it. I'm gonna put the house on it tonight. Good. In all seriousness, though, I really like this. Which of these I wanted to ask is the most variable leg for you, Decker? Like, which of these is your biggest risk?
I would probably say Luka or Booker, because they just, the Suns Mavs, it's kind of turning into a rivalry now between those two, and you guys know how much of a joke the NBA is. There's no defense, so I definitely think you could see. Here's a Hoss hot take. At least one of these guys is dropping 40 tomorrow.
All right, I'll keep that in the back of my brain. But hey, I appreciate you bringing us the locks and taking the time out of your day to do that. Can you somehow figure out a way, Decker, to bring Patrick Queen here? Like, can you make enough money to just pay him yourself or some shit like that? Like, could we figure that out?
Yeah, I mean, I can go and pick him up at the airport right now, but yeah, I got to hit a couple more parlays to, afford that Uber.
In all seriousness, how would you feel about a linebacker like this coming to Philly? Veteran guy investing in the position?
Look, here, I think we're all going to unanimously agree that Patrick Queen would be a perfect fit here in Philadelphia. But at the end of the day, it comes down to personnel, and it comes down to Howie Roseman, if he truly believes that he should invest heavy capital in the linebacker position. He's not going to be cheap. He's 24 years old, coming off a great year. That Ravens defense was unbelievable all season long. So you're going to have to call for the big bucks. But at the end of the day, I think, I really don't think Howie values the linebacker position to that extent. I think we're going to definitely upgrade our linebacker, but I just don't see him going after a stud. While I think we definitely should. And hopefully he goes after him or pursues a top cornerback in free agency. L'Jarius Sneed?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I mean, that's a position we need, linebacker for sure.
Yep.
But I did see Van Geikel from the Dolphins, Vic Fangio's defense. I think that would be a good, cheaper bet. I think he's 25, 26 years old. I think it would definitely be a good fit for the Eagles. Patrick Queen, obviously, unanimously, yeah, we would love him to be in Philly, but it's a matter about the price tag. You know what I mean? Whereas Van Geikel is not as good as Patrick Queen, but he fits that role that we need at linebacker. I think it would be a good fit to pursue Van Geikel for sure.
Wholeheartedly agree. Nothing else to add.
Nope.
You guys know, Jack knows. Go Tigers. I'm going to say my piece about it. I wanted this guy when he was coming into the league. Then he got drafted to the Ravens. He had a great career there, but come to Philly, baby. Come to Philly. Invest in the position. I don't know if Howie's going to draft a guy. I think if Kool-Aid McKinstry's there, that was in my mock draft today, who I saw the Eagles take in my own mock draft, just based on pure availability by rankings, nothing, not any knowledge. That was just the PFF rankings. But I really think that they're going to probably invest somewhat in the cornerback position just based on best available. Because when you look at somebody like Nakobe Dean last year, right, he was probably the 4th or 5th best ranked, if not 3rd or 2nd best ranked linebacker going into the draft, at least a couple months before. Then his draft stock really dropped draft night. He went to like the 3rd round, which nobody expected. So I'm trying to say I wouldn't be shocked to see Howie wait again on a player like Jeremiah Trotter, thinking in the, his head, oh, I can do this fucking again. And then, before we know it. So fuck it. I am all on the train of sign a veteran, don't put a Band-Aid on just go invest in it because we need it.
You got to be keen on paying Devonta Smith. So we got to make sure we have cap space for that next season.
They added $20 million to the cap. We're good.
We're 16th now in the league somehow, right? I saw that today. We're right.
And I saw some easy moves we're gonna make, like cutting Kevin Byard saves like $13 million, something along those lines.
Fuck out of here with him, man. Yeah. Get out.
Exactly. And then also, guys, we get some incentive on the cap if we extend Devontae Smith and Landon Dickerson. So I definitely think that's going to be top of the Eagles' priorities. So stay tuned for that.
Hell yeah. So I would love Landon Dickerson to stay back. Number 69 on the field, but number 1 in our hearts. I'll leave it at that. But that's everything we got for you guys tonight. Like Matt mentioned.
Trivia.
Oh, yeah, trivia. I forgot to ask it. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Take it away, Jack.
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dordan, the mayor of Delaware.
Thank you to TickPick for that sponsorship. As we know, spring training is coming up. Make sure you buy your ticket, purchase it through TickPick. Tonight's question we have for you is Brian Dawkins, Eric Allen, and Bill Bradley are tied for the most career interceptions for the Eagles with A, 36 interceptions, B, 30 interceptions, C, 40 interceptions, or D, 34 interceptions. Are we going to go over the answer now, Dalt?
I just texted you my answer, so I'm all good. If you guys haven't, go ahead and text Jack his answer. I'll do my best Jeopardy impression for the next 10 seconds. Welcome to No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, though, I think I got it. I think I might get this one. We don't know the score for you guys. We'll have to update you guys in a couple of weeks. Had a lot of things cooking. And I do also want to take this opportunity to tell you guys, I think tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Saturday. Let's say Saturday for sure. The Birdman vlog is going to be dropping. So you guys see in the background where Ashley's at, the 302 Birds Unlimited TV. We filmed our first ever episode here in the studio, so stay tuned for that. Me and Matt filmed it with our boy Birdman, which was a ton of fun. And that episode should be dropping this Saturday if I get it done editing. We've just had a bunch cooking, but I really want to appreciate you guys and thank everybody all for their support. I want to thank our entire team on here, everybody that puts their time and effort into the podcast and helping us. It is greatly appreciated. But stay tuned because the content for you guys, I'll just put it this way, it's about to get a step up. So if you guys are liking it now, you're going to love it even more in a couple of months and where we want to take this thing. So stay tuned. But without further ado, go ahead and take us to the trivia answer, Jack.
Yeah, so again, Brian Dawkins, Eric Allen, and Bill Bradley are tied for the most career interceptions for the Eagles with the answer is D, 34 interceptions.
Wow, let's go.
D's nuts,
so,
you fucking idiot.
So we got Decker, correct. Point for Decker. We got a point for Dalt. We got a point not for Matt. We got a point for Salucci, and we got a point for Ash. That
really?
is
I'm the only one.
Yeah, you suck.
Fuck you, Jack.
It's because you had a bad hot take. That's why.
It was a great hot take.
Oh my god!
I mean, that was a hell of a hot take.
You went there. Wow.
I'm never gonna hear the end of it now. Oh my god!
Tommy, tell me how you dislocate your shoulder playing some wiffle ball. Anyway,
because it's a more contact sport than golf.
That's
not true. Have you ever been hit by a golf cart?
It hurts like a bitch.
Yes.
Like Dalton said, please be on the lookout for the first ever 302 Birds Unlimited. Without further ado, unless Dalton has something else.
No,
Hey,
sir.
Jack! It's an outro, not an intro. Hit that motherfucking outro.
Golf is harder.
I agree with you.
Golf
Matt.
I can do when I'm 94,000 years old. Baseball I can only do between 20 and like 30.
Mom, when you're
Doesn't make
fucking
it
80
harder.
with me, I'm giving my life expectancy another 5 years, you douchebag, and I'm gonna fucking put you in hockey pads and we're going at it. I love you.
You're living until 75, not 80.
76.